When a pimp is bumped off, a Vice Cop investigation gets underway in Diagnosis Murder. Before that on BBC1, coughing up the truth in Doctors.
Donna, Ronald left his lunchbox behind.
I swear they do it on purpose, like we don't run around enough in the mornings. That's how things do.
I'll be fine if I keep taking the vitamin C. I've got my father-in-law staying. I haven't got time to be ill.
Why don't you pop round to the surgery later?
They'll only say it's a virus.
It sounds like a chest infection to me.
Really?
Don't say I said, though. I'm not supposed to interfere.
I said lift, not push.
I can't get a grip.
Oh, no change there then. Look, if you'd let me go behind, then...
Ow, that's my foot!
Trust your parents to order a Wendy house for Christmas that doesn't get delivered till March.
It's out of stock anyway. It doesn't make any difference to Bracken. Come on.
Oh, not this year it won't, but next year when she wants a thimble or something, then she won't want to wait 3 months.
Why would she want a thimble?
Oh, I forgot you don't like to watch television, do you?
Look, can we just wait and do this later?
No, I've got the whole day off.
I'm due in court in half an hour.
Yeah, but that's okay, because it's not going to take 2 of us.
You can't put this up on your own.
But yeah, it's a Wendy house, not a Wembley Stadium thing.
It still needs to be done properly.
Yes, and I will read the instructions.
Look, I'd rather we did this together.
And I'd rather you just went off to work and stopped spoiling my fun. Go on.
Can you do me that appointment then?
Oh, Ronnie, I'm really glad you came in.
No point suffering in silence.
No, but you're lucky. Dr. Clay's next patient hasn't turned up, so you can see him in a minute.
And I thought I'd get to crash in here for an hour.
Ugh, you must be ill if you want to hang around.
I just want to go back to bed, to be honest.
Well, why don't you then?
I can't. It's my day off work. I've got the shopping and the washing. I envy you being here every day.
Well, I still don't get let off the housework.
That's Indian men for you. Actually, men full stop. Sorry. I'm sharing a house with 3 of them at the moment. They think the cupboards fill themselves by magic.
Lay out and identify all the pieces before you start. Blah, 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 blah. Select a site, making sure it's level.
So you can see what I've done. I've put them columns. Okay. And then if you go... Oh, how'd it go? Ronnie? Your last patient, was she supposed to book another appointment?
No.
Stupid cheapskate flatpack. 1 hour assembly, my...
Oh, what's the name of that new restaurant on the high street?
Don't know.
Yeah, you do. It's the one that got all the good reviews. Name like... Oh, it's exotic or spicy or something.
The honey pot?
That's a lap dancing club.
Is it? Hello, gorgeous. Right, you've got a bolt, a washer and a spring washer, okay. Right, is it a cross-headed screw? Then you're going to need a cross-headed screwdriver, obviously.
The blue tagine.
That's it.
That's it. Thanks, Donna.
Hello, Mill Health Centre. Rani Luther. Yeah, OK, I'll phone and let her know.
Hello?
Rani, it's Donna. I've got your appointment at the chest clinic.
OK.
Yeah, it's next Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
That's quick.
Dr. Clay put me down as urgent. I don't know.
I bet he sends loads of people for x-rays, right? Well, TB's probably just something he has to rule out.
TB?
Didn't he tell you?
No.
He says it's a possibility. I've lost a bit of weight and had these sweats at night. I think he's just being careful, though. I don't feel like I'm really ill.
Rani, let the doctors decide that.
Yes, I will. Just don't tell anyone, will you?
No.
You know what the mums at school can be like.
Rani Luther's appointment at the hospital came through.
Oh, good. Could you call?
Yeah, I already did. I know her from Tarrant School. She told me about the TB.
Well, it's one of several possibilities.
I mean, would the rest of the family have it too?
Donna, you're jumping the gun.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking.
Well, most people who come into contact with TB can fight it.
I mean, does Rani have the symptoms?
Some of them, yes. And she told me that her father-in-law was staying on an extended visit, and apparently he's ill too.
So you mean she might have caught it from him?
Well, if it is TB, it's a likely scenario. It's the biggest infectious disease in South Asia.
So?
So we still don't have uniform screening for people coming into the UK.
But Mr.
Yeah, she can bring Mr. Luther in to get checked out.
It's not long enough. You're not using the right screw.
Oh,
Have a look at the other ones that came in the box.
they're all kind of scattered about. I can't get to them anyway. Ow!
What was that?
Oh, I just trapped my finger.
Maybe you should phone Ronnie.
No way. I told him I can do this, or I'm not giving him the satisfaction.
Okay. I'll be there, okay?
No, of course I don't mind. You don't have to account for your movements to me. Yeah, lunch today would be lovely.
Sorry.
It's okay,
Those figures.
thanks. Leo, look, I've got to go. I'll see you at 1:30, okay? Bye.
I'm off to George's before she ends up with a pile of firewood.
Fine.
Did you get a table with the blue what's it?
No, I don't need it now. Leo's got a conference all weekend.
Okay. See you.
Rani's here with the father-in-law. I thought I should bring him straight through.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Ronnie might want to come in as well to translate.
This is Maurice Luther.
Dr. Clay, it's kind of you to see me. I shouldn't be bothering you when you've got patients of your own to see, but I tried to tell Rani, but she wouldn't listen.
You'll have a look at him, won't you?
I just don't want to waste the doctor's time. I'm only staying with my son for a while.
No, it's fine. Come in. If I find anything wrong, you can carry on the treatment with your own GP. Take a seat and I'll start with a few questions.
So you won't be needing Rani to translate them?
No, thank you, Donna.
Let's just wait here. Julia's covering the desk for a while.
Thanks.
Maurice doesn't look that great either.
He's been coughing since he came. I thought he just needed some decent meals. He's fallen apart since Stu's mum died.
Yeah, a lot of men that generation don't know how to look after themselves.
I know. It's terrible. And Stu won't do anything about it. I've been saying for ages he should get him to come and stay. But Stu says he likes being independent.
Do you know, English people have this weird attitude to families, like, you know, you've not properly grown up till you've left them behind.
Well, if Maurice has got TB, then Stu's going to have to do something. All right.
Well, Dr. Clay thinks I should see another doctor.
Well, I think Mr. Luther should be checked out at the chest clinic as well.
Do you think it's TB?
Well, it's possible, but I can't make that diagnosis. That's why I want you both to have further tests.
What do we do until we get the results? I don't want my son in any danger.
TB isn't that easy to catch, so try not to worry until you have all the information.
Well, you stay with us as long as you need to. You're not leaving until you're well, OK?
Well, you know what hospitals are like. It could be months before I get an appointment.
I got mine through straight away.
Ah.
Thanks, both of you. I'll let you know what the hospital says.
Yeah, good luck.
Have you met Mr. Luther before?
Once or twice. Sorry, I should have told you he wasn't Indian. It really annoys me how people assume.
Fair enough. I filled in the blanks without even meeting the patient. Check Mr. Luther's medical details, though. He was very vague about when he last saw his GP.
Okay.
Okay, this is side A. It's supposed to be perpendicular to side C and side D, but I have put them in every combination and the holes just, well, they don't match up. Oh, and I've no idea what that is for.
Right, here's the plan.
Yep.
Take that, that,
And what am I supposed to do?
You can go make me a sandwich.
What?
You don't need instructions for that, do you?
You see, give a bloke a screwdriver, it turns into some kind of macho throwback.
What would you rather I do? Spend my lunch break somewhere else?
All right, well, I've only got some rotten old cheddar, and if you breathe a word to Ronnie, I will you.
I've just spoken to Maurice Luther's GP. He has got TB. It was diagnosed a year ago.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because he's not been taking the treatment properly. He's been on a DOT programme, whatever that is.
Yep. Directly observed therapy. He takes his pills under supervision at the clinic.
Right, well, he's not been doing it. The GP put me in touch with the TB nurse who's been keeping tabs on him at the homeless place.
Homeless?
Mr. Luther's been sleeping at a refuge since his wife died.
Well, he didn't tell me that either. Homeless people are a lot more vulnerable to TB.
The nurse said that he'd came for his medication for a few weeks, then started drinking, disappeared.
OK. Thanks, Donna. Good work. I'll pass the details on to public health.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? I mean, there's Rani and Amric.
Amric?
Her son. He's in Taryn's class. I mean, suppose he catches TB. Suppose he's got it already.
Well, the public health department will identify
Jimmy,
the contact.
that could take ages. Mr. Luther is a guest in Rani's house. She needs to know right now.
Yeah, all right. I'll talk to Mr. Luther. Phone and book a home visit.
Hello?
Oh, hello. This is the Mill Health Centre here.
Can I speak to Mr. Luther, please?
Who's speaking?
No, sorry.
I mean Maurice.
Sorry, who is this?
This is the doctor's surgery. Mr. Luther had an appointment today.
You did?
Yes.
Can I talk to him, please?
My dad has his own doctor. Thanks for phoning, but there's no need for him to bother you.
What is it?
Did you take my dad to the doctor's?
Yes.
Why? We're looking after him.
The doctor thinks he might have TB. Tuberculosis. It's serious, Stu.
I know what TB is. Well, it can be treated.
You knew.
He's taking pills. It's not what you think. It's not even catching once he stops coughing.
He's given it to me.
What?
How could you be so stupid?
I knew you'd worry and get into a state. I just wanted my dad where I could see him.
Why? I mean, you've not taken any responsibility up to now.
Oh, that's not true.
Yes, it is. I've been saying for a year that you should take more interest, and you invite him to stay when he's got TB. I'll have to take Amric. He can't live here. He'll be safer at my parents with me.
Well, look, if I thought for a second that you were going to catch it...
If it had been Amric, then I wouldn't be back.
That's perfectly level, no gaps, no wobbles.
One problem, though.
Now, Woodson Construction.
Hello. I'm just inquiring about your show home.
Yes, sir. It's all perfectly assembled.
You serious? Roof as well?
Roof, windows, everything to the highest specification.
Oh, Dr. Woodson, I am impressed. I know who'll be doing all the DIY from now on.
What?
Well, there's those shelves to go up in the garage.
Shelves in the garage. I don't know, Ronnie. I think it's probably just beginner's luck.
Look, I've got to go. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Maurice Luther's son just put the phone down on me.
Well, I'll try him later.
Well, he'll only do the same to you. You have to speak to Stu and Rani.
I can't go over Mr. Luther's head.
You can't worry about patient confidentiality when he's spreading life-threatening germs. I've read the leaflets, Jimmy. It says that the young and the old are most at risk. How can Rani protect Amric if she's got no idea?
He'll be screened in due course. There's no immediate danger.
It's not just about the family. There's all the kids that Amric mixes with at school. They're in close contact all the time.
And if he's fit and healthy and going to school, then he's probably okay.
Probably. Oh, it's very reassuring. So it doesn't matter that he sits next to Taryn, that they work from the same book.
It would have been better if your friend hadn't told you.
Yeah, well, she did. And I can't believe you're not being honest with her.
It isn't my role. I can't talk to a patient's family without following a protocol.
Jimmy, Mr. Luther lied to you and to Stu and to Rani. He's not taking his medication. I can't see that we owe him anything.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
Jimmy, you've got a phone call. And Donna, there's a friend of yours at the door.
I need a favour. Morris has got TB. He's on medication to treat it. Stu just didn't realise he could give it to us.
So what are you going to do?
Stay with my parents for a while. Haven't told them yet, so they're bound to go into full panic mode. So can you have Amric for a few hours while I prepare the ground? I know don't finish till later, but I can't ask any of the other mums.
What do you mean?
They'd blame it on me being Asian. I can hear the conversation now, bringing their families over, giving our kids TB. You've got to help me, Donna. I don't want Amric knowing anything about it.
Come in. You should be looking after yourself.
I will, once I've got Amric living somewhere safe. Morris won't be infectious in a couple of weeks. I can go home.
If he's taking his pills.
Of course he's taking them. Please, just have Amric for a few hours.
I will, you know that. But it might take longer than a few weeks. Morris has a history of not taking his medication.
What? What are you talking about? What history? Morris hasn't had TB before.
It was diagnosed a year ago.
What?
He's had several courses of treatment, but he's never finished them.
Rubbish. He's only been ill for a month or so.
Mrs. Luther.
I was just telling her about Morris. I wasn't sure how much she knew.
Oh, it's all right, Donna. That was Mr. Luther's GP on the phone. He's been showing his concern about Mr. Luther's management of his TB.
What?
Well, the TB nurse has given him all the support she can, but because of his failure to complete early courses of treatment, it means that he's developed drug-resistant TB. That can take a couple of years to treat.
I don't understand. Why weren't we told? You're saying he's been ill for ages and the family were kept in the dark?
Well, actually, the TB nurse has been in contact with your husband. She's phoned each time Mr. Luther's gone missing to try and track him down.
I see.
This is my fault for telling her to come to the doctors this morning.
You've done Morris's health authority a favour. They're very relieved he's back on the radar. Just don't want to lose him this time.
You promised, Dad. You said this time it'd be different. You said you'd lay off the booze until you got better.
I just needed a toddy for my chest.
Just the one, was it? I'm sure you're not supposed to mix alcohol with your pills.
I don't want them.
Dad.
I feel sick. I get pins and needles.
Well, the side effects are better than you coughing your guts up all the time, and it's the whiskey that makes things worse.
Leave me alone. What am I doing here?
Sit down, Dad. You're staying.
Get off me. Stuff your pills. You can't push me around like one of the nurses.
I'm trying to help.
You've been talking about me behind my back. Your mother would be ashamed.
You don't mean that. You don't know what you're saying.
Oh, I wish I'd never come here. I've never felt welcome.
Dad.
You just want to get your hands on the money. We talk, you know, me and my pals.
You listen to a bunch of drunks and tramps.
Watch your mouth.
They're only your mates when you've got a bottle. Mum could see you now.
You leave your mother out of this. You're thoughtless and ignorant. You always have been. So don't go telling me what I can or cannot do. Where's the lad?
He can't live here while you've got TB.
So, he's got you ganging up on me now, has he?
I'm not ganging up. I wanted you to stay, to feel like you had a home here. You never said you'd already been treated for tuberculosis.
You've talked to the doctor.
I didn't want all the fuss and bother. Pills, treatments, cups of tea. Nobody's ever asked me if I want to get well.
What does that mean?
There's not much point in it now, is there? Now that your mother's not here.
Sorry. Got hijacked into a meeting.
It's fine.
I suppose lunch is out of the question.
Well, it's 20 to 4, and I got fed up with waiting, so I had a sandwich.
I'm sorry.
Listen, you're a busy man. I'm grateful to see you at all.
Look, about the weekend.
No, it's fine, really, really. It is. I think I was just getting a bit organised. You know, I'd seen these great reviews of this restaurant, and I thought that I would just try and get in before it became impossible to get a table. But, you know, it's OK, because I can ask another friend.
I wish you wouldn't. Tickets for the RSC? But I'm not sure if I can sit through 3 hours of death and decapitation on my own.
Death and decapitation?
Not keen?
Look, I don't want to seem ungrateful, but I do really prefer comedies.
Good job I bought tickets for As You Like It then, isn't it?
I can see I'm going to have to watch you.
Your face.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to that. What about the conference, though?
Well, you could come on Saturday afternoon. I'd slip away early, and all I'd miss is the dinner. We could meet at the hotel, and you could stay the night.
Oh, well, now I'm definitely not sure.
I'm not going to go down on my knees and beg.
No, it's not you. It's just the last time I met a man in a hotel in the Cotswolds, he was with another woman.
Exactly. I'm not Mac Julia. I don't plan on lying to you, ever.
That's a big promise.
I mean it.
I've come for my pills, Mr. Luther. You've got to couch them into a little plastic cup. I can't be trusted to take them on my own.
We don't do observed medication here.
What?
No, I'm sure you know that. You're supposed to go to the outpatients clinic.
Oh, well, that's too far.
And you can't just take them when it suits you.
Well, I'm here, aren't I? You're the one being uncooperative.
Oh, come on, Mr. Luther. You've been through this before. How many doctors and nurses have you seen?
And you're all useless. Why bother pushing your nose into my business if you can't help?
Well, you've got to help yourself, Mr. Luther. I mean, you could have had this beaten months ago if you just stuck to a routine.
What do you know?
Well, I know you've been drinking. I can smell it from here.
Oh, how dare you?
Have you thought about going into hospital for a while?
No, thanks.
But you're very ill, Mr. Luther, and taking your medication half-cocked has made it even worse. But it's not just you. What about your daughter-in-law and your grandson, little...
Amric.
He's moved out. She took him straight from school. Didn't even let him say goodbye.
Why don't I make Mr. Luther a cup of coffee?
I kept hoping he'd finish the treatment. He's never been this bad.
Why didn't you tell me he was ill? He's your dad, my father-in-law. Didn't you think it was kind of important?
I didn't want you to see him in such a mess.
I knew he wasn't coping. That's why I kept on at you. And all these months you've been visiting him, talking to his doctors.
I keep waiting for him to pull himself together, but... He was a good man. He was solid, reliable. Just got on with life.
But that was when he had your mum beside him.
I'm not going to let him get sectioned.
What do you mean?
The doctors want to put him in a hospital for his own good. Want to lock him up like some mental patient.
It must be really serious if they've tried all the other options.
No.
You can't let him infect other people.
I'm going to crack it this time. I'll take time off work. I'll drive him to the clinic for his pills.
Every day for 2 years? What about me and Amric? You've got a son of your own now, and he needs you to put him first. If you want your dad to get better, you've got to stop making excuses for him. You can't help him unless he meets you halfway.
Suppose he won't.
Then maybe the doctors are right.
There you go. Well, it must be nice for Amric that you've been staying.
Yeah.
Do you always think grandparents have got much more time for their kids? My son does stuff with his granddad that my husband just wouldn't have the time for. Not amazing things, you know, just simple stuff. Like they'd spend the whole afternoon making them cat's cradles with string. If I suggested that, he'd be straight on his game station.
Kids nowadays, they don't know how to play by themselves.
Do you know, my father-in-law says the exact same thing. He swears that the only toys he ever had were a plank of wood and a pig's bladder.
He must have come from somewhere around my place.
Well, I doubt it, unless you were brought up in Chandigarh.
But, you mean your son?
Half Indian, like Amric.
Oh. You know, my wife was worried about having a mixed grandchild. She thought he wouldn't feel part of her.
And did he?
Oh, yes. She used to get so angry when she took him out, when people thought he was fostered. Yes, Amric misses her a lot.
Well, at least he's got you.
No. I'm no compensation.
Maybe not right now, because you're ill. But, you know, once you get better, you'll be able to play with him properly.
I don't know.
Look, Look, I know it's hard with the treatment taking so long, but if you've got something to aim for, I don't know. I would have given anything to do stuff with my granddad.
Would they let him visit me in hospital?
Well, yeah, I expect so. You know, hospitals, they're not like they used to be. They let you have visitors all day long now. Listen, why don't I ask Dr. Clay to come and talk to you about it?
Mr. Woodson?
Inspector.
Good result?
An adjournment and a conditional discharge. How about you?
5 years.
Sorry, excuse me. Hello.
Where are you?
I'm on my way home now.
Yeah, well, hurry up, because Bracken's waiting with her teapot.
Hey?
We're having a housewarming
Party, don't talk to Bracken. Yeah, speak to Daddy.
Hello, baby doll. Do you like your new house?
Say yes, Daddy, only I've covered the floor in fairy cake crumbs.
Oh dear, has Mummy been cooking?
Oh, don't say it like that.
I remember to take out the oven.
Okay. Look, I'm nearly there. I'll see you later.
Say bye-bye, Daddy. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Okay, bye.
Wife at home today, eh?
Yeah.
Nice. Can't be good for a baby, can it? All these women working full time. Not that I know from experience, like. I've never had a kid waiting for me to come home. Nah, not that I miss it. Not really. I suppose sometimes you wonder how it might have turned out.
That's natural, I suppose.
No, it's great, though, your arrangement. You going home, finding a meal waiting for you on the table.
Hardly.
And then the next day, it's Mrs. Woodson's turn to go back to work. Well, oh, Dr. Woodson, I mean.
Yeah.
No, I think a little girl's got the best of both worlds. 2 parents with good careers, not too busy to play house.
Talking of which?
Yeah, well, you make sure you keep her safe.
Safe?
Well, some dodgy characters around, aren't there? Should be looking to you to protect her. That's what you buy into, isn't it, when you become a dad? You do anything it takes to keep your family from getting hurt.
Dawn gives Rob an ultimatum in EastEnders tonight at 8 here on BBC1. Next this afternoon, the Vice cops are out in force in a murky diagnosis murder. The one to watch tonight.